Okay, so today we're going deep on something pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Um, Basically how using freely available information can help us tackle real-world problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you shared this article from Medata, and it was fascinating.
Yeah.
It's about an initiative in Medellin, Colombia, where a professor used public data on crime and turned it into something so practical for the people who live there.
Yeah, it's a great example of taking data and making it really work for people.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get into it.
Okay, sounds good.
The article itself is called ¿Dónde están los ladrones es Medata? Which, if you don't speak Spanish, is Where Are the Thieves?
Right.
And it's all about the work of Professor Julián Alberto Uribe Gómez and how he used Medellin's open data platform.
Medata.
Medata, yeah.
Okay, so I guess our goal is to kind of understand how this all works.
Exactly.
Like what Professor Uribe Gómez calls ingeniería ciudadana, or citizen engineering.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, it is. So we want to look at how it works, what he actually achieved, and what this tells us about the potential for open data to like really help communities.
To make a real difference.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we start with what got Professor Uribe Gómez interested in this in the first place?
Well, the article says it started with a pretty direct problem.
Okay.
He noticed that his students at the Instituto Tecnológico Metropolitano were having their motorcycles stolen,
Oh, wow.
especially the ones attending classes at night.
Oh, that makes sense.
And he's really into data. The article even calls him a gomoso de los datos.
A data enthusiast.
Yeah, like really loves data. So he saw Medata, the mayor's office platform with all this open data, as a potential solution.
So the problem his students were facing sparked the idea.
Yeah.
And his first instinct was to look at the data.
Right, to see what he could do with it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and his first project was just focused on motorcycle theft around the university.
Keeping it nice and focused.
Exactly, and he really wanted to make sure that he was making his students aware of the risks without making them feel scared.
Right. You don't want to scare people away from going out.
Exactly. It was about providing helpful information, not creating fear.
Empowering them with knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did he go from this small focused project to something citywide?
Well, it's pretty cool, actually. One of his students asked if the same kind of analysis could be applied to the whole city of Medellin.
Oh, wow.
And Professor Uribe Gómez actually listened, and the project expanded to include data on robberies of cars and individuals, too.
So community input really shaped the project.
I think that's a really important point.
Yeah, I agree. And how much data are we talking about here?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
He analyzed data all the way from 2003 to 2022.
Wow, that's a huge amount of information.
Yeah, so he could really see trends over time, get a good understanding of how things changed.
And did this work stay just within the university?
Actually, no, the article mentions that it got picked up by the media.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it shows how relevant his work is.
So all of this led to the creation of a web application, right?
Yeah, it did.
Tell me about it.
It's called ¿Y dónde están los ladrones?
And where are the thieves?
Exactly.
What does it do?
Well, it's basically a way for people to see the crime data in a really easy to understand way.
Okay.
Professor Uribe Gómez said it shows you how often crimes happen, the times of day they're most common, and the specific locations.
So I could go on this website and see if my neighborhood is more prone to certain types of robberies at certain times.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really useful.
It also shows the most common methods used in robberies and even some general demographics of the victims based on what was reported.
Wow, there's so much information.
Yeah, it's a really practical tool.
And it's still available online.
Yeah, it is at http://dondestanlosladrones.heroqapp.com.
All right, so let's dig a little deeper into this Hudana engineering idea.
Okay, sure.
How would you explain it?
Well, it's basically what we've been talking about. It's using open data to create applications and solutions that directly benefit the community.
Citizen data science.
Yeah, that's another term he uses.
It's about taking data and using it to solve real problems.
Exactly, and making sure it's accessible to everyone.
So it wasn't just crime data he was working with, right?
No, he applied this approach to other areas as well.
Like what?
Well, one example is tourism.
Okay.
During the Feria de las Flores, the Festival of Flowers, they used data to help keep tourists safe.
Oh, that's smart.
They combined security data with information about tourist attractions.
To provide alerts or warnings?
Yeah, exactly, because tourists might not know the city as well.
Right. And he also worked with data on violence against women, children, and adolescents.
Yes, to raise awareness.
Using data to shine a light on important social issues.
Exactly.
It seems like he's really passionate about using data to make a difference.
He definitely is, and he believes that universities should be more connected to social realities.
And play a role in helping the community.
Yeah.
So what's his message to the public about all of this?
He really encourages everyone to explore open data.
to get involved.
Yeah, and he points out that Medellin has done a great job of making data available through Medata.
So find something you're interested in and see how data can help solve problems in your own community.
Exactly.
Data science for the people.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit more about Medata.
Well, it's Medellin's data strategy, basically.
Uh,
Their goal is to use open data to improve governance, citizen engagement, and decision-making.
So it's the foundation that makes all of this work possible.
Exactly.
And they provide contact information in the article.
Yeah, they really want people to get in touch.
So it's like a positive feedback loop.
Yeah, the city provides the data, then people like Professor Uribe Gómez use it to help the community, and it all benefits the city in the end.
That's awesome.
It is.
So what should our listeners take away from all of this?
I think the key point is that open data can be incredibly powerful when it's used to help people.
Solve problems.
Yes, and Professor Uribe Gómez shows that it's possible to turn data into something practical, something that can actually make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, and for anyone listening who's interested in how things work and finding solutions to problems, this story really shows the potential of open data.
Absolutely.
I mean, this professor started by wanting to help his students and ended up creating a tool for the entire city.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So for all our listeners out there, think about the data that's available in your own community. What problems could you help solve?
Yeah, what could you create?
Maybe the solutions are already out there just waiting to be discovered.
You never know until you start looking.
Exactly.
So go explore.
All right, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was a good one.
Until next time.
See you then.